King Cyrus's fatherhood. At noon, Robert high, like only he could. The fables are bizarre but good. It's Smith understood.
I gotta understand it's Smith understood. Why don't you understand it's Smith understood? Now Smith understand it.
Wait, were you asking why don't you understand that it's misunderstood?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you?
It had a little bit of lyrically, it felt a little
Perfect.
perfect, but it felt a little bit like Shaggy to me.
Oh, thank you. I think that might be the highest compliment of any songstry.
Songstry, yeah. And Shaggy's fresh on my mind because I was at
all of ours, all the time.
Well, because also that the Shaggy song played at the gym just.
I'll have you know, there's actually two of these Shaggies.
I know, but like the one, like the original gaslighting
It was
number.
me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was me.
Anyway, that was a lot. Hi, thanks for joining us for another episode of Myth Understood with me, Paul Bianchi, and her Sarah Oliver.
Shaggy.
And her her Shaggy. Sarah, I haven't seen you for a little bit.
When did I ever see you?
I know it's been a long time. I went away to Nashville for my sister's birthday.
Yay, how?
A lot of family, a lot of friends, and some family drama also.
Ooh.
Yeah, family drama that happened the day before I arrived.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But it was actually kind of good because I don't think I would have handled it well in the thick of things.
Do you think you would have screamed?
I think that's like usually my response.
Yeah,
is like
blood curling scream.
Yeah, like a long one, deep breath, and then the second
and
one
keeps going. And
yeah,
going and going.
Kind
of like you're falling down a forever hole.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I didn't even really like hearing about it the next day. I'm happy that with the I'm going to be non-specific, but I'm happy that even with the drama that like people had each other's backs and
you can't be too specific because the NDAs you all signed.
That's true. Yeah.
It's going to air on the new reality show pilot.
Yeah.
Paul time.
Yeah. I did get this response though, and I will be specific about this. I saw my aunt and uncle, one of my aunts and uncles, just that first night, and I said, "Oh, are you coming to my wedding?" And the response was, like, "We're thinking about it."
Because of the drama?
No, not because of the drama. Just like because it's in Scotland.
Oh, okay.
But just the response. Just like as like it wasn't like that like
a thoughtful like we'd really like to
but it's
like it's just so darn far.
It's so far
in my IBS.
I don't know with our funds or whatever, but it was just like a very like read between the lines. We're thinking about it. Just like one response, and I was like,
That's not uncharacteristic of your family though, to be just very direct.
Very direct and blunt. Yeah, it's just me somehow that beats around the bush.
Yeah, pussyfooting.
I'm a pussyfooter, yeah.
Aw.
And then before that, I went down to Temecula for a friend's wedding.
No way.
Yeah, and that was really delightful. It was a big gay wedding. And
any drama there?
Yes.
Thank God. Okay, we need an A, B, and C story for your pilot. So how does this fit in?
The drama there was also it's not good drama. Like it's all like upsetting drama.
It's actually like a bummer.
Yeah.
We could spin that. We'll just put some fun music at the bottom.
It was just like one member of one of the families still, because of their religion, disapproves of their
union,
the marriage. Yeah.
What the fuck? Why come? Because it's an open bar? That's just rude.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, that's just rude.
Yeah.
And so they were like walking around openly saying,
no, they were just
shit?
they were they were just very quiet the whole time, which was just kind of unsettling to have like like a static painting of two disapproving elders sitting
judgy
in the corner.
eyes.
Yeah. But everyone else was was lovely. It was just like, that it's just like
Yeah.
it's
Well,
not
no, when you are the ones that suck, you stick out.
yeah, it's not like like, oh my gosh, yeah, there was someone was doing a line of coke and got really crazy, and like that's a little bit more fun drama.
Yeah, like someone got set on fire or something. Those are the stories you want to hear.
Yeah, sure. So while I was doing those things, what were you doing?
Well, you know that the first leg of my tour, the political musical comedy that I'm in. It's by a group called Capital Comedy. I realize I've never said that out loud, but if you guys are in random states, we'll randomly come to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because my dad is often in random states, that you should send him your tour schedule, and he might be in New Jersey when you're in New Jersey.
I'm saddened to hear you say that word like that.
What do you mean?
Tour.
Tour?
Tour.
Tour.
Everybody says it like that, but me. I'm the only one that says tour. I thought it was like a mid. Oh, you are Midwestern. Tour is Midwestern. Never mind.
Tour?
You say you said tour.
No, but I've never heard tour before. Like it sounds
Yeah, we're
like
going
you're
on
saying
tour.
nothing right. I'm tour.
I swear that other people say tour.
Well,
I went on tour.
We'll have to put out a questionnaire on the Discord.
Yeah, we need to know. Are you tour, team tour, or tour? So yeah, the first.
Or do you say tower? Like, because it should rhyme with hour.
It should.
Yeah.
Oh, what a messed up language we learned. So we did 2 legs of our tour in Northern California, and then I have nothing for a few weeks, and then I have 15 shows in 15 cities in October.
Do you say tourist too?
Tourist?
Like someone who goes on tour is
The tourist, yeah.
a tourist.
Yeah.
I would say tourist or tourist.
Tourist?
Yeah.
Tourist?
Mm-hmm.
But that's because you are from where Nelly comes from, and so I feel like he would be singing about like, tourist, like I could see that.
Wait, what Nelly song goes like at all?
Oh, like he has a lot. That's in his repertoire.
Okay.
Repertoire. Okay, so 15 cities and 15 shows in October, so that's a lot of traveling, and that's both coasts. So if you guys are ever like, what's your show tour like, I can send it to you. I don't think I'm gonna post it ever, but yeah, I'll let you know.
You should though.
Post it where?
Like on your Instagram.
I don't think so.
Like make it like the back of a t-shirt.
Yeah. Can someone make that for me? And then just a picture of me as Richard Nixon. I will say, if you come to the show, know that all of the actors are in their 20s and 30s, but the demographic that this is written for and performed for is majority like 80-year-olds.
80 plus.
And there's this one joke in the beginning that's like a pre-recorded announcement for the show. And to me, it's a bunch of gobbledygook, but it's a really good indicator if the crowd laughs at that. Oh, we got him.
Oh, great.
And all of us in our 30s are like, I have no idea what this means. And the old people die, and they die at like the things
I hope
that
they don't die.
and they go crazy over the most, what I would feel are like the most cringe things in the show. They love it, but I will say the cast is incredibly fucking talented. Our music director is amazing. The songs are really fun. Like almost all of the things are watchable. So
almost
that's
a
a
good
high
percentage.
endorse. Yeah, high endorsement. And then we got sent some like what I think are either paid for or like begged for reviews, where you get email responses that you're just like, why would someone naturally ever say this?
Mm-hmm.
Like someone wrote in, Capital Comedy is now the way I view politics. And I was like, who would just organically express this?
Sometimes though, sometimes the compliment is weird.
Yeah, no, well, there's a slew of them that we got forwarded, so I started doctoring my own fake reviews and sending them to the cast, and our audience is so old that half the cast believed me for too long for my fake reviews.
Give.
I liked all the parts of the shows except when the women spoke.
Oh.
And they were like, "We can't believe Jeffrey F said that." And it's gotten. I'll show you a particularly raunchy review I wrote last night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to that. And now everyone listening who likes a fake crunchy review.
Well, if you stick around to the end of the podcast, I'll make Paul read it out loud. How
Okay.
about that?
Great. That sounds good. In the meantime, we have a story today that is I don't think we're gonna like it.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It is called The Taking of Joppa. And
Is Joppa a name of a person?
it's the name of a place.
Oh.
And it was introduced to me as this is like maybe how like if it's Egyptian, like they probably did it first.
What?
Like how there was because the Egyptian Empire lasted for so many
Long time.
centuries.
Long time.
And was one of the major civilizations that like the story, the lore that they created spread hither and thither. And and so like this story, sort of like how there's like biblical allusions in other stories, this one is like this is their version of the Trojan War. And I was like, okay, I'm looking forward to reading their version of the Trojan War. And after I read it, I said, no.
Uh-oh.
I don't think it's like the Trojan War very much at all. I think that there's a ruse in it. But no, there's no beautiful Helens. There are no gods fighting in each other's favors. There's no epic poetry to it. It's just a story about horrible things.
Oh boy.
Okay, so I'm introducing this well. So once upon a time,
Oh, okay.
in the time of King Thutmose III, there was a revolt of the servants in the town of Joppa, which is today called Tel Aviv.
Ooh.
The entire town revolted because they didn't want to be servants to some Egyptian pharaoh who lived 250 miles away.
Wait, how are they being a servant? Are they working remote?
Yeah, the Zoom meetings.
What?
And naturally, because they are servants revolting against a powerful king, they are presented as the bad guys in this story.
Oh.
And leading this rebellion is a guy who has no name.
Ooh, Chodley.
Chodley. And his lovely wife.
Hernia.
Chodley and Hernia.
Yeah.
This is a nice
kind of ladylike.
Yeah, it's sort of it's a departure from like you tend to choose like very like Carol or like
Yeah.
Chodley and Hernia. I like it. So naturally, Thutmose hated that this was happening, and so he invited his general, and his general is either named Djehuty or Djehuty, based on the text, and we're gonna go with Djehuty because I read that more often.
Based on his moods too. He had like kind of a Sasha Fierce thing going on.
And it's worth noting that both Djehuty and Thutmose are real people.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's important which one is which. No?
I think it's because it's like Thutmose III and then Djehuty, to like him being his general, it's like he's named after being related to Thutmose or being in service of Thutmose, whereas Djehuty is maybe his real name.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Okay.
And Djehuty's completely undisturbed tomb was discovered in Saqqara in 1824 by Bernardo Drovetti. And if you're like listening and you're like really into Egyptology, you might have watched like the Egypt documentary where they had like actors play people, and someone portrayed Bernardo Drovetti.
Is he Italian?
He's Italian, and aside from being one of the many people who just like stole from the people of Egypt, Bernardo also had the reputation for being like the biggest asshole to his fellow collectors. And so he would go.
Hey, I get your hand out of my tomb, huh?
Pretty much. He was very like he acted like he owned all of the tombs and all of the excavation
This is
sites.
my pyramid.
And he would send goons to like go and like threaten the other collectors.
Go get him, Luigi.
Ah, yeah, Mario. It's Bernardo. This is offensive. And anyway, so
Well, aren't you? We're both Italian.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, so Djehuty was a real person, and because of Bernardo, one can view his 4 canopic jars that contain his organs in Florence, and his jewelry in the Netherlands, and his dagger in Germany, and none of his belongings in Egypt, actually. And most interestingly is that even though Bernardo cited when he found the completely undisturbed tomb, he said like, and it also contained his coffin and his body. Nobody knows where the coffin and the body went.
Ooh.
So
another sounds like another mystery for us to solve, Paul.
let's put on our detective hat. We'll be right back. Yeah, I think that probably he took the body and just like,
Fucked it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Did
Yeah.
you really?
Yeah, his Bernardo Djehuty.
You're gonna have a Maya meatballs in your zombie mouth.
Yes, so no one knows where his body is. Thutmose's body spent some time in France, but it's back in Cairo now.
Okay, which pieces of your body do you want where in 1,000 years?
I have spent 0 time thinking about this, so I don't know.
I hope a little bit of me gets on the moon.
A little bit of you gets on the moon.
I'd love to be shot into space.
Okay. I mean, sure, like an actual part of you, just or your body in whole.
Well, I mean, personally, I don't care.
Mhm.
Like, I think probably you want to keep the whole body together for when we cure death.
Yeah. I want my my body scattered across the continents like that one demon that Buffy
from
fought.
Buffy, yeah.
Yeah.
Season 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is that season? No, that's season 2.
She like shoots it with
With the bazooka.
yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, we're fans. Anyway, so back to Djehuty and Thutmose and the actual fucking story. So Djehuty goes to meet Thutmose in his palace, and Thutmose explains the situation. He's like, "Oh, Djehuty, it's terrible. I have these slaves that live in another very far from here. Like they're not even in Egypt." And
You mean your virtual assistants?
my virtual assistants, yes, and they're revolting.
What?
They've decided they don't want to be virtual assistants anymore.
Who's fielding all of the customer service calls?
I don't know. Everyone's named after me. It's very confusing.
Oh, no.
And
Would you like me to murder them all, sir?
Yes, I would like you to gather your army and go there and do what you do best.
One servant kebab coming up.
Perfect. And then after Djehuty leaves, I don't know why this part happens. He calls over another one of Thutmose calls over another servant, and he says,
To cutie.
"Hey, Djehuty, Djehuty, come here."
What?
All right. This here is my great cane, imbued with my power and the power of Amun-Ra.
That is such a cool cane.
Can you hide this among Djehuty's belongings so that he like takes it with him?
Shove it up his ass.
Yeah, but he can't know about it. I want it to be a surprise that he has my cane and that it's imbued with my power.
I'm gonna get it up his ass. No problem.
Oh, just in his belongings. Oh, you are such a cutie. You are such a cutie. Okay. So yeah, so that happens. I don't know why it's a secret. After reading this, maybe let's figure out why you think that has to be a secret. So then Djehuty and his infantry they head over to Joppa and they describe what's shit.
Chodli?
Yeah, they described Chodli as the foe of Joppa.
It's a common name.
It's a very common, beloved name. It's a family name. Uh, and he said, behold, now His Majesty King Thutmose has sent all his great army against you. They announced this. They sent a message to Chodli.
Oh my God, it's one of those messages on a plane that goes back and forth.
That goes, will you marry me? Also, behold, now His Majesty King Thutmose has sent his great army against you. But what is it that if my heart is like your heart and my sympathies are with you? Come, let us talk in the field and see each other face to face.
What a long plane message. God, I wish someone just came to my front door. Here I go. Chody, chody, chodly, chodly, chode.
Chodli consulted with Hernia. He said, hey, Hernia, did you see that really long plane message?
Yeah, I did. Ow!
You're always in pain, Hernia. Do you think I should meet with this guy in the field? He said he could secretly be on my side.
He said that?
Yeah, he said that.
Oh, I just saw the advertisement for White Claw go over.
Yeah,
like
he's
4
really
times.
into White Claw too.
Okay.
I was thinking we could bring him the ones, but like the worst flavor, like the peach.
1, 2, 3, lemon.
Oh, I said peach.
Well, I was gonna say it at the same time.
Well, is lemon the worst flavor? Like White Claw?
No, I guess not. Mango is.
Yeah. Oh,
It's so
Yeah.
fake tasting.
yeah. I rescind my peach and change it to mango.
Yeah, let's send them all the mango.
Let's send them all the mango.
Oh.
So Djehuty meets Chodli in a tent, and Chodli brings him all of the mango White Claw, and Djehuty is like, great, I love White Claw.
Buzz is a buzz, man.
Doesn't matter. I'm just sipping down this Old English over here first.
Is that gross?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't had it since college, so it must, most alcohol I haven't had since college, I assume, is gross. They also coming with Chodli was coming with Chodli. Sorry, 14 was his charioteer, and his charioteer also has a name, but it's not in this story.
Spanky.
Spanky. So the charioteer Spanky is coming too, and Spanky is secretly loyal to Thutmose this entire time.
Wait, isn't everyone?
No. Sorry. Chodli is leading the rebellion in Joppa.
Oh, so Spanky is hanging out with Chodli.
Yes,
Got
Spanky
it.
is Chodli's charioteer.
He's a little mole.
But he's a little mole.
Little mole man.
And so they meet, and they meet in this tent, and when they're in this giant tent, I just said tent like 50 times. Chodli notices that Djehuty has, I have to say tent again.
Do it. Don't stop now.
His tent is filled with baskets, just like 200 baskets, 200 very large baskets, 200 baskets that are the size. Now I'm going to say baskets a lot. Baskets that are like, do you remember? Of course you remember Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
The one that Marion ends up in.
Wait, she's in 1 and 4.
In 1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she gets put in the basket. And
In a basket. I think it's saying the film she's in.
They hide in baskets, and then she gets like carried away, and then Indiana's
Yeah. One of those.
Oh, gee,
Like a
Marion.
hamper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So big human-sized baskets.
Oh, it's laundry day.
And they were mostly filled with like foraging foods for the horses, but it was a really long journey. I mean, because 250 miles was a lot back then. It might be more than that. I literally looked up how far Tel Aviv was from the border of Egypt, and I'm sure they weren't just like at the border of Egypt.
Yeah.
So he made merry with Chodli. He said like, "Oh great, you brought all this White Claw. Do you want some too? Come on, drink with me." What? You seem like you're hesitating.
No, it's fine. I can do it. Hold my nose shut.
And he said, by the way, if what we're such good friends now that we're drinking together, and I'm telling you that I'm not even really sure about Thutmose. Like, I'm his general, yeah, but like I don't know if we're like really like super close like we used to be. You know how it gets.
I know how it be.
Yeah. And so I was wondering if maybe I could send in my horses to like eat some of your stock too, because like it took a long time for us to get here. You can see my baskets are nearly empty. Um
Yeah, I'm not declaring a war on horses here, guy.
yeah, exactly.
Come on, get fucked.
Thanks. Yeah. So yeah, so if you let some people in with the horses so as to feed them, that's lovely. And so and Chodley, being a good guy, complies, and he says, "Yeah, let's not have starving horses."
Yeah, that's not a good look for either of us.
And then also as they're getting closer, Chodley says, "You know, I heard that your king Thutmose has a great cane that is imbued with all of his power and the power of Amun-Ra. Uh, do you have that? Like, I would love to see it at least one day. I can't imagine the king would part with it, but do you have it?"
No, all I have is this burning itching up my asshole. That's all I have going on, buddy.
And this is why it's weird that it's written that he like asked a servant to hide it, because at this point Djehuty's like, "Yeah, I have the cane."
What?
Yeah, right?
So he did feel it up there.
He must have felt it in his butt. Yeah.
You're riding a camel.
Or as he was traveling, it's weird that it's like, because it being a secret has no bearing on the story. He just goes like, "Oh yeah, I have it." And Djehuty picks it up and he's like, "Yeah, this is the cane. You want to see it? You want to see it up fucking close?"
Oh, this is aggressive.
Yeah. And he suddenly lays a hold of Chodley, pulls him close, like hits him in the back of the head with the cane, and like is like holding him with, like, if you can imagine like putting the cane around the back of someone's neck.
Well, now
and
he's
bringing
being
him
played
close.
by Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And he says,
And Chodley's Kevin Hart.
Chodley's Kevin Hart. Yeah. And he says, oh, now I have to be the Rock though. "Look at me!
What?
If you smell what the Rock is cooking."
Okay, yeah.
"Look on me, oh foe in Joppa. Here is the great king of King Thutmose, the terrible lion, the son of Sekhet, to whom Amun-Ra, his father, gives power and strength." I'm not doing a good Rock. I'll cut it out now.
No, you will not take it out. You will keep it in.
And Chodley is very
Man,
upset.
that's my Kevin Hart.
And then and then he says, with that, he raised his hand and struck the forehead of Chodley, who fell helpless just with one hit, just like to his little cute little forehead.
Oh.
And then he bound his hands and his legs and like hung him from a stick.
Oh, this would be cute if it was starring Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny.
Then he ordered his soldiers to empty, because he started developing a plan here. And he said, like, "You know what? I think I know what's gonna happen next. Let's take these baskets. Let's make sure that they're actually like clean, that there's no more feed for the horses in there. We're getting the free feed from inside the city anyway, so we don't need it."
We're raiding.
Yeah. And he made sure that they were all good and sturdy, and that he had strong footmen to bear the baskets at all. And he says to the charioteer, now that Chodley's been knocked out, he says, like, "Hey, I hear you're secretly working for the pharaoh."
You saw my T-shirt.
I saw your
Team Pharaoh.
Team Pharaoh. Yeah, it's actually it's
Shh! Don't tell anyone.
it's pretty obvious though. Like
Shh. Wink.
you're like you're wearing it underneath, like it's a long sleeve t-shirt underneath a short sleeve plaid shirt, like very 90s, and I can clearly read it.
No one knows.
um so he tells the charioteer, he says, listen, go back to Joppa and tell Hernia that Chodley just defeated me one-on-one, and that we're willing to give up.
His wife is just some lady,
Yeah, but she's like leading the rebellion with him.
but she's a woman.
And
they very smart?
This is what I've
Are they
discovered.
smart or good?
This is what I've discovered.
Can they do anything?
This is what I've discovered, Spanky.
Okay.
I've discovered that in times of great hardship and struggle, somehow the bounds of like the natural order of thing of like women being subservient to men it dilutes a little bit, and these women end up with power. It's crazy.
From all their whining.
Yeah, you tell it like it is, Spanky. I like you. So get on your chariot
Wee!
and tell Hernia what's up.
Bye-bye.
So yeah, Spanky returns to Joppa, and he sees Hernia. She's sitting in her usual place.
Do not be suspicious that your husband isn't here, lady. Nothing wrong with me coming back alone.
Oh, that's okay. Did you bring me an ice pack?
I brought you back an order that you better get on over there, because Chodley is doing it. He's doing really well.
Oh, great.
So you better
Wait, Chodley bested Judy? Judge Judy?
is your little lady brain is just slow to fire up?
Yeah.
And he wants a sandwich now, so hop to it.
Okay. Well, what Spanky actually says to her is, not only has he defeated him, but we're getting all of their supplies, and they're arriving in the form of baskets. Open the gates and let these baskets in.
Well, you're gonna want these baskets
they're filled with fruits. They're filled with nuts. It's great.
with lady magazines.
Lady magazines. I need those. I need them so much. So yeah, they open up the gates. The baskets are all carried in. They close the gates, leaving behind what to Hernia looks like the desecrated war.
Ooh, art department was hard at work.
Yeah, hard at work, making it look like, oh, there was a big fight there.
Yeah.
And this is, of course, our Trojan War moment. There's not even a mention of waiting until night or anything. There's no subterfuge to this. It's just they let them in, and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 everyone pops up out of the baskets and proceeds to seize all the men, women, and children and put them into chains and make them slaves again.
Trojan basket horses.
Yep. And the way that
at least it has a happy ending.
Yeah, the way that this the way that the story ends is Djehuty sending a message back to King Thutmose, and he says, "Be pleased, for Amun, your good father, has given you the foe of Joppa, Chodley, together with all of his people and also his city. Therefore, I'm going to send these people to you as captives so that you can fill the house of your father Amun-Re, king of the gods, with manservants, maidservants, and so that they may grovel beneath your feet forever and ever. Sleep tight."
XOXO.
That's literally how the story ends.
Is this sleep tight?
No.
Okay. Well, what a pointless weapon to have. The special cane. I mean, it could have just been a normal cane that he used the correct amount of force and knocked a man out by hitting him with.
Yeah. What I think about, like, this is sort of a funny thing to be like listed amongst mythology or even folklore for me, because this is like, I guess maybe it does belong in folklore because it's like it's kind of like the story of like Johnny Appleseed in a way where it becomes this like bigger story than the man himself. Like this is really hyping up Djehuty for being like a um having like a military mastermind of being one of some sort of being like, okay, this is look at how clever he is
Right.
that he came up with this ruse.
And the lesson, the moral is don't try to outsmart your boss.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have it worse.
Well, yeah, don't defy the pharaoh because
Right.
he's literally the relative of the gods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a cute story to tell kids as they fall asleep
Yeah.
in their.
If you don't serve the pharaoh, you'll get poked on the head with a stick.
You'll be a basket case.
Oh. You'll be attacked by a basket case.
Yeah, that's it's another bummer. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. So yeah, I think it falls into Egyptian folklore. It's I was looking at a site recently that was showing like the theoretical order of Egyptian mythology.
Mm.
And this one was placed somewhat later, specifically because this is around 1500 BC,
Oh,
which is still like late in Egyptian history.
yeah.
And it's yeah, it's like the Romans were starting to kick off and like all that was happening. So this is like a recorded military campaign that likely happened but just like didn't happen this way. Like
Yeah.
or maybe it did. Maybe it did happen exactly this way. Maybe there was a magical stick that was hidden for no reason.
Yeah. That part's perplexing.
Yeah.
For sure. I thought like, oh, he's going to find it when he needs a solution the most or something.
Yeah. To like wedge the gate open.
Yeah. And also doesn't seem like he needed to trick Chodley at all.
I don't think so either. I feel like he had
like they're having a discourse and
I feel like he had the military might likely to just like overtake all the rebels.
yeah, and like threaten back into submission, but
Yeah. I wonder though, because it's left out, like I wonder if Joppa had like this great fortress defense to it that like they needed to sneak in that way.
a bit Troyish.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the answer.
Hmm.
Because Hernia had to open it up.
Yeah, she had to crank it herself.
Hernia of Troy.
She always that's how she got her name is that she was like always cranking this really heavy gate.
Oh yeah, you're gonna explode a lot of muscles out of your intestines.
Yeah, exactly.
I should know.
Hmm.
Tents and baskets, 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 tents
Hi
and
there.
baskets.
My name's Max. And this over here is my delightful friend, Djehuty.
Stop it.
You know, it's come to my attention that a lot of people in ancient times need things hidden.
Yeah.
And this little guy right here will do it for just the best rate in town.
Butterfly kisses.
He'll work for Butterfly Kisses because he's a little cutie. Need that harmonica hidden?
Wait, I already hit it.
Oh, Djehuty already hit it.
Yeah.
Need that broom hidden?
Yep, that's going to.
Need that extra wife hidden? Djehuty did it. That's what the giggles mean. If you can't tell, that's what the giggles mean.
I buried her.
In fact, Djehuty's so good at hiding things that he made up a little song about how good he is at hiding things.
If you don't want to see it anymore, come on down to the Cutie Heidi store. I will shove most things upside your butt or your money back.
He's great, isn't he?
Tents and baskets, tents and baskets, tents and baskets, tents and baskets.
Tents and baskets. I just realized that's what you were saying. Yeah, you brought it back. Well done.
Mm.
Hey, Sarah, thanks for sitting down with me and shooting the shit.
Well, I was going to stand and do it.
And to hear this rather sad story.
It I'll never look at a hamper the same.
Yeah.
And I just will think that people are going to jump out of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's we're entering October, which is the month for people surprising you.
Surprising me.
Oh yeah, waiting around corners with bloody daggers.
Oh, yes. Mugging October. Yes.
Yeah, that's just the season.
Just the season.
Uh,
Just the screezing.
Yeah, and also for you listening, thanks for. Oh wait, you promised something.
Oh boy. All right. You want to read my my most recent review that I sent my cast
Yep.
for our show?
Should I use a voice?
Yes.
What voice?
An elderly woman.
Elderly woman. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for giving me one that I feel like I can do.
I know you can do this. Just don't go full Lansbury.
Okay.
It's long.
Oh, it is very long.
It was a Thursday night, a night I'd routinely and expectantly await for the wash of nightly news to lull my husband to sleep by 9:30. Some sort of internal clock struck me at the same time every night. I'd get up from whatever I was doing, reading, cleaning up around the house, spaying my cats. I would walk into the den to find him in a position that should require a surgical team to undo, fast asleep. My husband of 37 years. We always talked about our 40th wedding anniversary. When we were younger, like some milestone, we would dance. This is very long. We would dance toward. Now, every second of the day since he retired, I tried to stay clear of him, moving from room to room like an intruder, always wondering where this, that, or another thing is which he can't find. Of course he couldn't find anything. I made this house into a home. He came to it at the end of the day to shut the world out, myself included. Yet, this previous Thursday broke free of its usual rhythm of meals and excuses to be in some other room. He brought me 2 tickets to a show. Not just any show, a comedy show. How long had it been since we'd laughed together? How long since I sprayed perfume on the nape of my neck? I gussied up the best of could polish. I could polish this old penny, and the entrance to the theater could have been a time machine for all I knew. For here he was again, the man I married, engaging me in banter and moving my hair behind my ear. When the lights dimmed and the most lewd, gratuitously sexual demonstration of humans in heat exploded before us. The gyrations, shimmies, the devil may fuck me attitudes on display were aggressive enough to feel you, the audience member, were being stripped bare and filled in every orifice. I gasped at one point as something I had only read in the Harlequin novels took place before me. Little did I know they had Second City alumni. He took my hand just then, and I knew he was back, and the obstacle that forced him to shut me out for so many years was crumbling. He was rock hard. I needed to act fast, so I took the giant flyer they provided at the box office over his plans and quickly went to work. The actors went on as if they knew just what was happening when one man came out and twisted his own nipples. I felt him coming to a climax, so I slowed my hand. I was going to make him beg for it. In a perfect crescendo of orgasm, he spilled into the humongous flyer as the cast moaned, "Key lime pie." We loved that signature Floridian dish. As I situated myself back into my seat, I looked around to see every other couple in the audience were also exploring one another in some form of intercourse or mutual masturbation. He yanked my hair back and barked, "You're gonna get it real bad tonight, you dirty little whore." And that's when I knew in my heart we would make it to that 40-year anniversary mark, hand in hand or hand on male member. Capital comedy saved my marriage and reignited my marriage bed. My husband, Jeffrey, has vowed to devote the rest of his sunset years to writing reviews for the show. We laughed until we came. Thank you, Mrs. Jeffrey F.
Oh, just so many inside jokes. So the reason it's so sexual is we got an email. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Jeffrey. We got an email the night after one of our shows from our booking agent saying like somebody wanted a sexual content advisory warning
Oh.
because he didn't realize. And I'm telling you, Paul, this is the most PG show I've ever put on in my life. You know, like,
Well, your Kristen Cinema goes on her hands and knees,
yeah,
right?
yeah, that's it.
Uh-huh.
And then the nipple twisting, our Putin twists his own nipples once,
Oh.
and we say bitch and hell once. Like, it is so PG. So we've just been like upping the ante about how sexual the show is.
Well, kudos. I'm glad that this brought your creative energy to flower.
And it's now been deflowered by you. So thank you.
Well, if you stayed to listen to that, we can do our wrap up now. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Myth Understood. Please, we mentioned our Discord community. I peeped on it recently.
What a little peeping Tom.
I'm a little peeping Tom.
Peeping Paul.
It's great.
Even
I love
worse.
that. I love that it expands to their shows, and as the network expands to include more shows, people continue to meet and grow and talk with each other
And get married on it.
Yeah, we've had 5 weddings and 2 funerals. Feel free to. We haven't updated our merch in a while, but if this is somehow the first time you're hearing about it, check out our merch. Feel free to follow our show on social media at _Myth Understood. Find me at the Paul Bianchi. Find her at the Sarah Oliver. And continue to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Be as filthy as Mrs. Jeffrey F. Yeah, that's my dream.
And please leave reviews as Jeffrey F. because this is my new alter ego.
Perfect.
Thanks for being a part of our lives. We love you.
Night-night.
Night-night.
Hey everyone, Jake Lloyd-Bacon here.
Along with Paul Bianchi.
And Alexandra Hoy.
Hey, we all host different shows on Dragon Wagon Radio.
We do, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
Not at all. We are here to talk about Dungeons and Dragon Wagon.
A narrative podcast series in which we venture into a mythical land for a D&D inspired role-playing game.
Alexandra and I are joined by Matt Hinksman and a very special guest of quest for each chapter of an epic saga in which we must take on the roles of half-orcs, dark elves, and more as we fight our way through a fantastical land of peril, drama, and often hilarity.
All of which is controlled by me, the Dungeon Master, and the player's chance rolls of the die.
And our show is for everyone. Even if you know nothing about D&D or role-playing games, we've got you covered.
That's right, our game sessions are highly edited, easy to follow, sound designed from top to bottom, and completely immersive.
Yeah, our episodes sound more like a well-produced radio drama than an RPG show.
So what are you waiting for? Join the adventure on Dungeons and Dragon Wagon at dndwpod.com or wherever you find great podcasts.
It's Dragon Wagon.